Hi, today we're going to make egg white pizza buns, and they are perfect for protein sparing modified fast or just keto. You're gonna love them. Hi, I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com, where I share keto and carnivore recipe ideas. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. Welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. Okay, so I'm making pizza buns today that are protein sparing and really good. I made some the other day. I made 4, I ate all 4, and it still fit within my macros. So you're going to love this. But first I want to give some proper attribution credits. I'm using the egg white bread recipe. Everything kind of stems from Maria Emmerich's original egg white bread recipe, which I will link down below. And I've got the tweaks that I use for this from my ketogenic family. Thank you very much. Linking that below. And today's recipe idea was inspired by Indigo Nilly. I saw her, I hope I pronounced that right, but I saw her making pizza buns the other day and I thought I can modify that for protein sparing, and I have. These pizza buns, a whole pizza bun is only 2 grams of fat, 2 carbs, and I think about 13 grams of protein, but I will put that below once I've confirmed that. So let's get started. First we're going to make the egg white pizza base. So for this recipe, I'm going to make 6 buns. If I had a bigger mixer, I would certainly double this and do some batch cooking, but I don't, although I'm thinking of getting one. We will see. After this recipe, I think I might, because this is really good. So 1/2 cup of egg whites. I'm just using the carton. I know that some people swear by using fresh, and I think for the loaf of bread, that is a really good idea because we're all concerned about, making it big and fluffy. This, we don't care. So carton eggs it is. So 1/2 cup of that, and I'm going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of,
as soon as I can find my half, there it is.
1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I also tend to put everything together for this recipe, all in one. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. This adds kind of a yeasty flavor, makes it taste a little bit more like traditional dough, although this is anything but traditional dough. The other thing I like about nutritional yeast is that it has kind of a cheesy flavor, so you can actually sprinkle it on other things if you're wanting to add some cheesy flavor without adding cheese. It's very good that way. I'm going to put in a pinch of salt, Redmond's salt. Oh, there's my oven. My oven is preheated to 325. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of xanthan gum, and egg white powder is going to be 1/4 of a cup. A lot of people have made comments about the price of the egg white powder, and it is definitely pricey. I pay, in Canada here, I pay $40 for this 2-pound bag. No, this is 1 pound. 1 pound bag. But it lasts a long time. I mean, I have made so many recipes and I'm only up to here. The most I use for a recipe is 1/4 cup. Some of my cake, my birthday cake, is only 2 tablespoons. Indigo Nilly, I just saw a video yesterday that she has done where she breaks down the cost and she compares it to bread with regular flour versus a loaf of bread with this. And I'm going to link that below because I think it's worthwhile watching if you're going, oh, I really would like to make those recipes, but the cost, I can't justify the cost. Maybe her video will help because these are extremely helpful recipes. And they're all based on this one egg white bread recipe. Yeah, just check it out. It just might help give you a different perspective on it. So let's whip these egg whites up. So I just started on low in order to incorporate all the ingredients, and once it's kind of mixed, then I go to high. Okay, that's probably about as stiff as they're going to get. Now you can also make these buns with whipping up the egg whites first and then adding all your ingredients. It takes so long with my little mixer, so but you might get bigger, fluffier buns if you do that. But I don't mind them to be a little flat. So this dough is super sticky stuff, so it's hard to get it all, but there we go. So I am going to put the bottom layer now in here, and that just involves, glopping a spoonful in each one. So we're gonna put half the dough in first. There's no getting around, this is messy stuff to work with. So then just flatten it out in your little pan. I mean, I love these. I use them for all kinds of things. Mini pizzas, which is almost what this is. Cinnamon buns, they're perfect for cinnamon buns. I'll link my protein sparing cinnamon buns down below. I'll link these pans down below. There's just so many uses for this. But if you don't have this, you can probably, I would say, use muffin pans if you want. You could make this into little pizza muffins. The quantities and the baking time would be different, so you'd have to figure that out and just watch your baking. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so then I'm just going to take the bottom of the spoon and make like a little well. Nice little well. So now we're going to put pizza stuff in there. Yesterday I went to the store to buy some cheese. So I've got 2 ounces of reduced fat mozzarella cheese. I get this one. I'm thinking this is probably a Canadian brand though, but I am sure that you have something very similar. So 2 ounces of cheese are going to go in here. Turkey pepperoni is the thing that I saw in the store that I thought, ooh, I could make these pizza buns lower in fat for protein sparing by using turkey pepperoni. They are 2 grams of fat for 10 pepperoni slices. So, and in this recipe, I'm going to use 18. All the macros will be below. I did forget to buy tomato sauce. So I just took a tablespoon of tomato paste just so that I had something to show you today, and I watered it down. I may have made it too watery, but use whatever your favorite low-carb tomato sauce is. We just want a little bit of flavor in here. This is literally not going to add much because it's a very watered down 1 tablespoon. So then I'm going to put my cheese in here. Now, if you're not using protein sparing days and you're just keto, go to town. You know, load it up with more cheese, more pepperoni, whatever your heart desires, black olives. I promise you that everyone who tries this will not realize that it is egg white bread in here. They will love it. And then we're going to put our turkey pepperoni on top. And now we are going to put a little cap on each one of these. There's no getting around the fact that you're going to get your fingers messy doing this. Just put a little top on each one. I will be spreading that out.
Whoops, that's a big cap.
So then, just going to
Oops, I got some on my face.
We're just going to flatten it out as...
And on my arm too.
We're going to flatten it out carefully. Try to cover our filling. It's okay if there's a little bit peeking out. That's probably about as good as we're going to get it. I'm going to top it with some Italian seasoning. I've just used a teaspoon here. It's more than enough for 6 buns. And remember, a minute ago I said that you can get a cheesy flavor without the cheese. I'm going to just put a little sprinkle of the Nutritional yeast on top. And there we go. Okay, this is going into the oven for 25 minutes. All right, 25 minutes in the oven. Mid to high shelf. So I found this picture of my dad. He's wearing this apron that I am wearing. For those of you that don't know, I found a box of aprons in his things that I had to clean out. And I've been wearing some of his aprons while I'm cooking. It just makes me feel a little closer to him. This particular apron, I may not wear it again. It's I don't know who gave it to him, but it's German lederhosen. I'll step back so you can. Here's the full effect. I've got my tie and my insignia here, suspenders, shorts. My dad was involved in German singing clubs that traveled around, and they would go to Oktoberfests around Western Canada and even down to the States. They went, and all these German groups and choirs and all these festivities would happen, and they would have these big events, and he loved that. My mom went too, and they both sang in their German choir. So yeah, kind of fun. So while I'm waiting for the oven, we're almost done here. There was a couple of questions, and these questions do come up on some of these egg white bread videos, so I thought I'd answer them. A couple of people noticed that I don't use sweetener a lot of the times because a lot of the bread recipes out there, people are putting allulose in. So I do use allulose in a bread loaf, but I don't use it in, like today, in the pizza muffins or cinnamon buns. Well, cinnamon buns I might. But in most of the breads that are not a loaf, I do not use the allulose or any sweetener. The idea of the sweetener is not to make the bread sweet. It's more what happens to the crust. So if you're making one of those big fluffy loaves of bread, the allulose helps to brown the top. If you leave it out, the top is kind of just sort of a very light color, and it looks nicer when it's a nice brown top, and that's what the allulose does. It's not for sweetener at all. So in a case like this with the pizza muffins or any of those flat breads, I don't bother with the allulose. So that's that. And the other thing is, a lot of people ask about resting in the oven. So again, that's only the loaf that we worry about that with. If you're making a loaf of bread, the problem with this, being so many egg whites in there, is if you take it out of the hot oven right away, you do risk some falling. And this bread is so picky as it is. The humidity in your house from one day to the next could change the results. I mean, there's so many factors with egg whites that make them fall. So if you leave it in the oven for 10 minutes, you reduce the chances of that bread sinking down. Now, again, with the pizza buns, cinnamon rolls, any of the flatbread recipes that I've been making, we're not worried about that because it's not high anyways. It's flat. So no need to make it rest in the oven for 10 minutes. All right, so this actually ended up at 30 minutes. I felt like it could use a couple more minutes when I checked it, but look at these. These look amazing. They are amazing, I know, because I've already tried them. Out of the pan. So they just need a couple minutes to cool down. But yeah, look at that. See, this is why I love these pans. They just pop right out, no issues. Even sometimes the cheese can make them stick, but look at that. They're all just perfect. So there's our pizza bun. Got a little bit of pepperoni sticking out of there. The topping smells amazing with the Italian seasoning and the bit of nutritional yeast on top. So I'm just gonna cut this in half so you can see what it looks like inside. But look at that. So you've got, I can see steam coming out of it. So there we go. So like I said, I ate 4 of these the other day. I'm not exactly proud of that, but they were that good. Now I did let them cool off. The thing with this bread is that I find it a little dry when it first comes out, but then it softens, and the filling actually does help to soften it. So I am going to take a bite anyways. I'm really going to have to stop myself from eating another 4. I am going to pack a couple of these today for my lunch. I'm off to the nursing home to visit my mom, and it could be a long day. She's not doing so well. I was there all day yesterday, and they tried to bring me sandwiches and things like that. The staff there are absolutely fantastic. They're taking such good care of her. So I'm going to be a little more prepared today with some better food. These are great anyways. They're easy to take along. They actually taste good cold as well. But they have a microwave there, so I can warm them up. Yeah, so you can heat these up. You can eat them cold. Kids will love them. They will soften up, in the fridge after a while. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say enough good things about them. Now, I don't think I added enough tomato sauce. I would have liked just a little bit more. Now I am sensitive to tomatoes, so I have to be careful with that, which was why I was trying to restrain myself. But when I had 4, yes, I had 4 the other day, it didn't bother me at all. So I guess there was enough other stuff that I didn't have a bad reaction. So I was really happy about that. So yeah, you saw I put barely a tablespoon, and it was watered down tomato paste, so maybe that's why. I would put a tablespoon of something like the Rouse marinara sauce if you have, or whatever low carb sauce you can get. I think a tablespoon in each one would work. And then yeah, you've got these amazing pizza buns. We will see you on the next video. Please check out all the links below to Maria's video, to some of my other protein sparing videos, Indigo Nilly. Thank you so much for your good tips. My ketogenic family as well. All of that will be below, as well as a link to these. These are fantastic. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Take the out. No, I don't. I don't do that. Get my good gloves, my new gloves.